It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and for the next 30 minutes, we're going to take you through 3 topics or subjects, Disney theme park related today, that we did not discuss on our Theme Park Thursday podcast, which dropped an hour ago. It was our season 4 premiere.
Bum, bum,
And our
bum.
guest was Winnie the Pooh, the new musical stage adaptation. The cast member, we call him Chris, but because he's my friend. But Chris Palmieri, who plays Tigger, is our guest on the season 4 premiere today. Go to WinnieThePoohShow.com for tickets. It's playing here in New York City, beginning on October 21st, open-ended run. So that's what's happening on the Theme Park Thursday podcast today. Jen, I think we're a little more rested compared to last week.
Yeah. Well, because we had done 2 weeks in a row of mornings, then we went back to nights, and we just don't have it in us anymore. Even though we've gotten earlier and earlier with these nights, it's never early enough. But now I was thinking, we have this awesome opener, thanks to Mr. Snidillo, with the Saturday Night Live feel.
Right.
Do we need to maybe go to like Central Park and film a morning opener similar to like a Regis and Kathy Lee feel, like we're just walking in the park. It's morning time in New York City. Do we need that? I don't know.
It's a good question. It's a fair question. Just in case we need to do special edition evenings, then we have the evening version and we have the morning version. And then where does like the Steffer's drop-ins come into play?
Squeezes in everywhere. She just wherever. We just drop her in to all the openings.
Well, that's a lot of work for Mr. Snidillo. He's still working on our new T-shirt designs, so I don't know.
Well, that's right. We actually have some that are about to be posted. We were actually going to do that last night. We forgot. So we'll get those up.
Maybe we'll share one of the graphics over at DillosDizResort.com, where we do the Theme Park Thursday Live post show for folks at the quiet pool and balcony levels. DillosDizResort.com is our Patreon membership, with memberships beginning as low as $1 per month. That $1 gets you right into our one-channel Discord. It's exciting over there.
This is a good point, Lexi. The video should really be at Magic Kingdom.
It's fair. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Where's Lewis? I see Lewis and Dr. Val in the chat. They're in the studios. Is that where they are?
You're just hanging out in the studios. What's the weather like? Because up here in New York, it's a beautiful day. And anytime it's like a perfect weather day in New York, all I want to do is be walking around Disney. Like it just makes me want to. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, right. We're not going to get depressed here on our official first morning edition of Theme Park Thursday Live. Here's the 3 topics that we're going to be discussing today. The Genie Plus pricing. We'll just do a little overview of how much things cost, the dynamic pricing coming into play, what is worthy and what is not worthy. What is Genie Plus going to do to our lives is really the question. Topic number 2 and topic number 3 are both kind of like a free form. It was a slow news week, I will say. It has been the wave of the 50th anniversary, and now we are in the trough of the 50th anniversary news. So topic number 2, Muppets Afterlife. By all accounts, or at least my algorithm, the news for Muppets Haunted Mansion, the reviews thereof, all overwhelmingly positive. So we're going to talk a little bit about what do we think happens next? What is the next step now that I feel like the Muppets are now in our ether this month? We're all a little buzzing about the Muppets. What happens next? And finally, topic number 3, what are we, and when I say we, I mean you, what are you missing? 50th anniversary has happened. Some entertainment has come back this month, but there's some things missing. So we're going to leave it up to you to tell us what we're missing, and we'll talk about those things. Obviously, we have a couple, and that is the planned topic number 3. So what are you missing? The Muppets Afterlife and the Genie Plus pricing. Place your bets. Place your bets, everyone. Place your bets. Of course, you can go to DillosDizResort.com to join our Patreon membership there.
I couldn't handle Lewis talking about the background music. It hurt a little bit.
I'm trying not to think about it. Yeah.
Yes.
When times are stressful, it's amazing how it can bring you up and bring you down all at the same time.
Yeah.
213-321-123-123. Ooh, 132.
132. It's like Monica. Just every time I read these numbers.
All right, let's start with the Genie Plus pricing, because I think people will want to jump in a little bit more on the final 2 topics. So not what are we doing? We're always asking ourselves, what are we doing? What are we doing? Genie Plus pricing it is. I pulled up this article from techcrunch.com because it's always interesting to see different takes on things. With Genie's WDW launch on October 19th, guests will be able to choose from the 2 paid options, either individual access to up to 2 lightning lanes or Genie Plus's broader version. So on the a la carte option, as it were, 7 Dwarfs in Space Mountain in Magic Kingdom, Ratatouille and Frozen Ever After in Epcot, Rise of the Resistance and Runaway Railway at the Studios, and Flight of Passage and Everest in the Animal Kingdom. What happens when Animal Kingdom does its 2022 renovation? I think that's the first topic. But Genie Plus, meanwhile, opens up lightning lanes at a total of 40 plus attractions. So $15 per ticket at WDW, $20 per ticket at Disneyland. Is that a tax thing? Is that why it's more at Disneyland? Because of taxes in those states? This is what I'm guessing. And then the a la carte pricing will vary by date, attraction, and park. Disney says, while Disney hasn't announced specific ranges for each ride, it has offered some examples. It says that Lightning Lane's entrance to Ratatouille will be $9 per person on October 19th and $11 per person on October 23rd. Meanwhile, Everest will be just $7 per person, while Rise of the Resistance will be $15 per person. There's a lot there. There's so many things. Just bring back the magic ticket books, everybody. We want the books with the A and the B and the C, and just do it that way, because that's where we are at this point. It's just electronically, but I may just give me the physical ticket book going forward.
Dr. Val, I believe this is yes, because when when this first was announced, I went on the little chats on the app with a cast member. I was like, am I guaranteed to get on if I am buying this ticket? And no, you're not. So if it maxes out, that's it. That's money wasted. Yeah. The price ranges are interesting.
Well, first, dynamic pricing. You know how I feel about dynamic pricing. I deal with it all the time here on Broadway. I hate to see it in the theme parks. I hate to see it on Broadway, because why on a Saturday night in January, let's say, like nobody goes to a Broadway show in January. I'm telling you right now, they don't. Yeah. But it's significantly a drop. They have deals all the time. But you look at the dynamic pricing, because if you're a fool, what do you know? You just go to the website. Oh, it's only $225 today. But 3 Saturdays from now, it's going to be $99.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Lexi says she's worried about inflation. Will rise be 20 in 2023, 25 and 20? Yes. I'm sure it will. This is just the starting point. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it seems a lot to introduce people to so soon. I think people will struggle with it, and probably people struggling with it means more money in Disney's pocket.
Yeah.
But will you pay $60 for your family of 4 to go on Rise of the Resistance?
No, I won't. I mean, again, so first of all, the Rise standby lines haven't been too bad. So now you play that in, right? We were talking like, well, if it's a 5-hour wait for the next 2 years for Rise of the Resistance with the standby line, Mr. Snidillo hasn't been on it. Sure, maybe then it would be worth it. But at 45 minutes for Rise of the Resistance, no, we don't. No. I don't need to be paying $15 a ticket for that. So I think, it really all depends. And otherwise, besides that one, I don't see where I would ever pay. And I'm not saying never, because who knows what would happen, but like, I just don't see a situation right now where I would pay for the pass.
And I mean, I don't think it, much like Florida residents or annual pass holders or anything like that, it's not for us, right? It's not, we've been on the rides a lot. We don't, it's not urgent. I think about urgency when it comes to the 5-year-old, because she made out like a bandit in August with no lines on everything, and she's going to expect that forever, and I'm screwed. But when you've been as much as we have, or annual pass holders have, or Florida residents have, there's not that urgency. So this is not for us. You're going after the people who are dumping a life savings worth of money on a vacation, which is weird, and I don't like that very much. And then it's an ugly wheel, right? Because the standby lines have been okay. Dr. Val has mentioned they're a little bit busier than usual this month with the 50th anniversary, understandable, but it's a wheel of the standby lines have been okay. Now we're going to introduce this. Is that going to slow down? And so then you slow down the standby lines, that makes people buy it more. You're just pushing people into things that isn't going to enhance their experience positively, because you're either going to be angry about paying money, or you're going to be angry standing in longer standby lines because this other thing exists. I mean, again, Peter Pan is the perfect point of view. I've never been on Peter Pan so much in 1 year as I have this one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So if a ride breaks down, not opening the rest of the day, you do get a refund for that. So that's good. I mean, I feel like as you should. I think that's nice. Does Disney do that automatically, or do I have to write a letter and find out? Do I have to go to guest relations
and prove it? Right. What is that process? I'm sure it's there in the fine print on the website that I'm never going to read.
Right. And Lewis, I saw you say that you would do it for Rise. So you would pay for Rise. Is there a cutoff wait time where you would pay? Is there what's the situation that you're doing that in? I would like more information from you, Lewis, as you sit in the studios and listen to that background music. I'm not angry. Okay.
And I agree, Lewis. Once Ratatouille, the novelty wears off on Ratatouille. I mean, so I think either Guardians is either going to replace Ratatouille or Guardian. I don't think Guardians will replace Frozen. I think over time Frozen will still be more popular than Ratatouille.
Yeah. So supposedly automatically at the end of the day. So
that'd be nice.
That would be good. Yeah, it's all very interesting. I mean, again, this is all. Disney does the crazy things. It's not going to stop us from going. That doesn't mean I have to agree with everything they do or like it.
Well, it makes me anxious. And do I want to be anxious when I want to go to Disney to have a fun time? And worry about, oh God, I wonder tomorrow I paid $45 to go on Rise of the Resistance. Is it going to be? Is it going to work out for me tomorrow? Do I have to worry about that? Can I just have my park tickets and go to the park?
Right. This is interesting because I've been hearing mixed things about what's happening at the parks the last couple of weeks. And I'm hearing the wait times are inflated and they're showing more of a wait time that there's not. But Dr. Val's saying she's seeing people everywhere. So, I mean, it's an interesting time.
I can see that too. Yeah, I read a little bit about that. And I feel like I saw it in person too, where things felt busy suddenly. And yet the rides are not the correct wait times. And it's super fascinating. 10:14 here. We only have 16 minutes left.
Yes,
let's go to let's do 1, 2, 3, and we'll talk about the Muppets Afterlife. We talked a little bit about this on the Forever 44 Fedora Club last week towards the end. Both of our children, Jen's children and my child, both had a little bit of fright issues with the film, but overwhelmingly on the Twitter. Out there in the world, it seemed like the most Muppety thing we have seen in quite some time. I think the next question is, what's next? What are we going to see next? Yeah. How do they capture what they did here and move it forward? How do they and that? So I'll leave it out to the chat. What do you think? Where do the Muppets go next? There's been a lot of fantasy booking, as it were, fantasy scripting for Muppets on Attractions. I've thrown it out there myself because it's fun. Why not?
Right.
Who wouldn't want to see a Muppets Carousel of Progress? Who wouldn't want to see, a Muppets,
Samantha Monorail would not want to see that. A Muppets Carousel of Progress.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I did see Lewis mention, though, that the pre-show of Muppet Vision 3D right now is Halloween themed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which we talked about. We discussed that this was going to be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
We said perhaps we'd be okay with it for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see constant overlays. If you're going to do this and you're going to move to a Christmas thing, fine. But you're going to need to bring back the OG at some point. Yeah. This can't be it.
So, Jen, what do you think? Do you think that we should continue to see kind of this Muppets dropped into different Disney, IP related things to create their own worlds? Do you think they should do straight up holiday specials, like a Thanksgiving special next?
Right.
Like, should they do the Muppets Hoop-de-Doo review, which maybe takes me to topic number 3? What do you, where do you want it to go next?
I mean, the Hoop-de-Doo review would probably be amazing. But I would like to see more. I don't want to see them like overdo it. I feel like there's a line somewhere. I couldn't tell you what the line is, but I feel like it's there. But I would love to see more holiday specials. There needs to be more Muppet things. I also feel like even Muppet Babies, they don't get the love that other Disney Junior shows get. They're one of these shows that like, here's a new episode. All right, now wait 2 months. What can I get another? Why are we not having consistent new episodes? I don't understand. So I want more Muppets, but I want them to do it as I felt like Haunted Mansion seemed like it was being done well and shown love, and that's how I want it to go. I don't want it where it's too much Muppets where they're just throwing things at it and it's not getting what it deserves. So I feel like there's a nice happy medium there. Yeah,
they definitely, and I think that's a big part of it. Is it seems like you could see the work put in, and I think that's actually a great first step. Is whatever it is, that amount of work has to go into the subtlety and the nuances of the Muppets. That's what makes it work.
Yeah,
to have layers, and it can be funny and scary and all the things all at the same time. I know a lot of people want the Muppet Show to come back, and people go back and forth like it can't be like it used to be. They tried it in 2011. That didn't even bring it back when that was a hit the first weekend. They didn't even green light the Muppet Show right away after the Muppets. They wanted the Muppets at the Oscars. They wanted whatever it is. You gotta put in that amount of care. So. I think that's. I think them going to search for Dreamfinder with Figment is really where I would go next personally.
That would be amazing. But I want ImageWorks. I want the entire set to just be the ImageWorks, and I want the Rainbow Tunnel, and I want to see all of it. You can't. You
step on the things, and the music plays, and and it turns into a big musical number with electric mayhem. Come on.
What's this thing?
It's like
the metal
light.
Things.
You step on the light, and it
no,
makes
not
a sound.
that. No, the metal.
Oh,
thing
the pin screens.
The pin screens. And they woo like that.
Right, Rizzo the rat's face, like going across the pin screens. Like, you need that.
This is what we need. Let's see. You're making Dr. Val dream now. Steve would like to talk about Kermit's voice. Hello, Steve. Good morning.
At first I was like, is it because he's, I was like, oh, they got a little bit of the trickery going on here with him dressed up like Piggy with the nose covered. So maybe that's why his voice doesn't sound great. But then in the later scene, I was like, well, what are they doing? And it's amazing how, to me, I don't care what you think happened after Jim Henson. Kermit's voice has not been right the entire time since Jim Henson's passing.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people talking about that on Twitter. It was all about, I feel like that was the biggest complaint.
But it makes me laugh because I don't think it has been right for 30 years now. So to see it kind of like, we're still, but you weren't crazy 10 years ago? I don't know. That's just me. And just to reinforce your point about Muppet Babies, totally. If you haven't seen Muppet Babies, just turn on one. And just see like how their world has been expanding. And I agree, because unless I search for it, do I learn like, oh, there were 3 new episodes. So let's watch these.
Right.
But I think it's great.
Yes, agreed. Not the same at all with the new guy. Noticed that most of the Masked Singer, he doesn't. Oh, he was on the Masked Singer.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It's the only episode of the Masked Singer I have ever seen.
Yeah.
While we
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you. I know what you're going to say, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I bet. Go ahead.
I was going to talk about. No, it's not going to be the same thing. So go ahead.
It is. You're going to talk about Dancing with the Stars.
Kinda, because I don't watch Dancing with the Stars anymore. I probably since I've unplugged, I've kind of gotten more out of it. But I know it was Disney night the other night, and we were waiting to pick up the 7-year-olds the other day. We had a few minutes, so I went through all the YouTube videos of it with the 4-year-old, and after everyone, she was like, "That was too short. That was too short. What is happening?" But just as a side note, I then try to do an IG live with her on the carpool line, on the pickup line. And I was like, we're just sitting here. Let's do it. And I'll just have her talk and not show her. 2 seconds in, she says her name. I'm like, what do you do? Don't say your name. And then after that, because I said, don't say your name, she was like, I'm not going to participate in this conversation. Then I was like, well, we're done talking about Dancing with the Stars then. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that director. We have a 8-minute clip that we recorded of the kids talking about Disney from last month that I just listened to last week. So I'm going to put that over at dillosdisresort.com at some point, because it's amusing to listen to the three of them, the 7-year-old in particular, just being overrun vocally by the 4 and 5-year-olds.
That's his life.
Number 3, what are you missing? What are you missing? So 50th anniversary, the drummers came back to Japan. More and more entertainment is returning. Port Orleans has got, I just lost his name right in my head. It's gone. I want to call him Yeehaw Bob. Is that his name? It may be. And now what are we missing? What's left? What do we need in our lives? I mentioned Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. We are going to talk about Hoop-Dee-Doo and Streetmosphere, Citizens of Hollywood at the top of this. But what are you missing? What are you missing from your 50th anniversary celebration right now? Is it something that went away and is coming back? It hasn't come back yet. Is it something that you still need in your life that isn't part of the celebration? You're like, why don't we have this? We talked about parades on the podcast last week. And a lot of that was like, my God, when parades come back, it's going to be bananas, whether it's daytime, nighttime, whatever. But parades are gonna be huge, and so we leave it to you. What are you missing? Trams, the trams.
Two votes for trams.
Man, that Animal Kingdom walk. I miss the tram when I'm at the Animal Kingdom. That's for sure.
So long.
Even though I've taken the bus the last 2 times to the Animal Kingdom.
You took the bus to the Animal Kingdom too? You took the bus a lot on your trip.
On both of them, I was proud of myself.
That was a lot.
In some ways. I mean, but Animal Kingdom, no way. I'm not walking down through that parking lot. Get out of here. Parking.
Did you rope drop Animal Kingdom? Did you rope drop Animal Kingdom when you were there?
No, we were like an hour in. Yeah. No, we did not.
All right. Mickey's Not So Scary.
That's a good one. The nighttime parade. Listen.
Yeah.
Nighttime parades are gonna be hard for me forever because I'm so beholden to Spectrum Magic. Yes, even more so than the Main Street Electrical Parade. Yeah,
I know. At this point, I don't understand certain things like trams. It's outside. I understand you don't want to do crowding, so then just kind of do like one family per row. But the fact that you're not putting up borders or anything on attractions, all you gotta do is say you gotta wear a mask. Put them per row. You're outdoors. I think it's fine. I think trams are fine. I don't know. And again, just like the parade thing, you're having Main Street is crowded, packed, and you're like, well, we can't do parades because we don't want to draw a crowd. No, get out of here.
The bars and lounges always close at 11 a.m. And the fact that some of them close at 10 p.m. Like,
yeah, right.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like, Disney Springs is closing at 10 p.m. This was back in the spring. It was like, what? Like, just open it. Yeah. I mean, and I think this is, again, this in-between place. And I don't know how operations in Disney these days prioritizes their needs. Are tram drivers, like before we get to tram drivers, we have to fill all of these other locations with cast members. So that might be part of it, is that they're not there yet.
Yeah, that's Lewis's point about the and how do we feel about like Epcot's not opening until 11. Do we like this? I mean, I think at first it was a staffing, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it or I don't. It kind of, if you have that scheduled, it's kind of nice to know you have like a morning to kind of just hang out and chill out. But I don't know that I love it opening at 11. I like the option of being able to go in at 9. I don't know.
I see Dr. Val mentioning the cast members being stressed and overworked. I know I've been dealing with the public for the first time this past week. For the first time, I think I can relate to that a whole lot.
Yeah. So. I mean, if you're on the TikTok like I am, you see a lot of what's happening at the airports and on airlines, and good God, that's the public that Disney's probably dealing with as well. Stays open until 10. Oh, it's opening at 10 now? Oh, interesting.
Still, 9. Opening at 9.
Right. I mean,
come on.
Breakfast at Brands before World Showcase open. Oh, screaming guests last night. Oh, goodness. I know. People are very on edge.
Oh, my goodness. I'm learning it more and more every day.
Calm down, everyone. Can we just have a conversation, please? Can we just...
Lexi mentions the railroad. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to being on the railroad again.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that for sure. Just as kind of like a nice break, or like I don't want to walk to the opposite side this time.
Yeah.
So I think those are all...
But yeah, Citizens of Hollywood needs to come back. What? Come on.
Absolutely. Enough. There's no need. You got windows. You got space. That at least start with. I mean, you already decreased it to a smaller capacity. So
yeah,
I think it's time. You got Indy back. You got like Indiana Jones is back, but Hoop-de-Doo's not back.
Right.
And Hoop-de-Doo is a dinner ticket item. Where's that? I mean, you would think they'd want that income.
Right.
I'd love to see the budget line for that, because something must not measure up, or Pioneer Hall needs some excavation or something.
That's true. I mean, and you can also, I think the tables seem kind of crowded from the last time I was there, which is a very long time ago, but you could also just space that out. Remove a couple of the tables and space it out.
Well, yeah, that comes back to the budget line of is if you space it out, like we think Topolino's is kind of spaced out, but I'm not really sure. But like, does only getting half of the audience in, or even 3/4, get them to break even? I don't know.
But
Fantasmic.
I feel like Raglan Road is probably a similar seating situation to Hoop-de-Doo. So I don't know.
Fantasmic, Lexi. I have feelings about Fantasmic, and maybe I'll remind everyone over at DillosDisResort.com in about 2 minutes of why Fantasmic has never been on my list. Oh, there's Steffers. Steffers is caps. This is the most lowercase letters I've seen in the chat from Steffers.
She's very low key. You know what? Yeah. It's the morning. That's what it is. The morning time, she talks more in lowercase.
Yeah. She's not fully caffeinated yet.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, this will tie things up in a nice bow here as we prepare to take it over to DillosDisResort.com for a little post-show chat. And I guess I got to talk about Fantasmic.
Yep.
And of course, if you're checking us out for the first time, I think we're going to be here every week at 10 a.m., I believe. And then take it over for an extra 20 minutes or so over at the resort. So thanks so much for joining us here this morning. Until that time, she's Jen, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.